I'm drafting him. I'm drafting him as a receiver.
I think he should play DB full time and have packages at wide receiver.
He is a better wide receiver now than he is a cornerback.
He probably starts at corner.
The pro game is slower, Skip. They go to huddles, man.
How can you say what a person can't do just because you can't fathom it?
The NFL is not ready for someone in Travis Hunter that's going to actually play two ways. The NFL does not want Travis Hunter to do this. It's clear. You can see the way that the experts talk about it. You can see the way that, he's been getting pushback ever since this whole journey started. And this dates back all the way to the things that Deion Sanders has said. So we're going to watch some things from Deion. We're going to watch some NFL players and how they feel, some experts and see how they feel. And you're going to get this vibe that although a lot of people are pro Travis Hunter, it might not be as pro as it seems, because some of the things that people are saying, some of the way people have things set up, it doesn't seem like they're as confident that Travis Hunter can do it. Do you think Travis Hunter can play both sides of the ball at a high level? Because I'm not sure many NFL players are confident.
Being able to get adjusted to the physicality of the NFL, I think that can be a challenge. You're playing against guys who are great route runners, not just good route runners, but great route runners. You're talking about you're playing against corners who are great in press coverage, like your Jalen Ramseys of the world. So
since the combine, and he talked about, I could do it all. My only caution is temper the expectations just a little bit, because I think he could be a phenomenal corner in the NFL personally. But the NFL is different. It's not college. What you're able to do, these guys on opposite you, they get paid just as much money to stop you from doing whatever it is that you want to do. He's got tremendous instincts, but the season is longer. The guys across from you are just as big, just as physical. And so to me, I think packages are cool, but I just want him to sort of temper the expectations, because if he thinks, I can be this great player that I was in college, I think a lot of people are going to be disappointed, because it's just not that simple.
I have a little bit of hesitation about the two-ways experiment, because there is a lot of craft and preparation that goes into both sides.
A lot of doubt. And we've heard the general conversation, what the Jags have said. And I think that the conversation is not only are they full force on it, but they really are confident that he has the ability, to be able to achieve all of that, right? He's out there dancing and stuff, jumping around during practices. He's been quoted as being a ball of energy from both Trevor Lawrence, Brian Thomas, even the head coach as well. So I think he has, if anybody has what it takes, it's going to be him having what it takes. So here's what another expert says about Old 12 being able to go both ways at a high level in the NFL.
But Liam Cohen's offense, assuming he's a wide receiver first, which apparently he is, there is a ton of motion. There's a ton of formations. He's got to learn all that. So, again, he may be that special guy that we've never seen before. I'm not going to sit here and say he can't do it. But there's so much detail in that offense that he has to learn. He can't sit in two meetings at the same time.
Cannot sit in two meetings at the same time. Now, I do want to point out that there is some there is some truth to that, right? I think that if you respect what's it called? If you respect the game of football, I think you have to respect that there's a certain level of preparation that needs to be put in for both sides of the craft. And I was always somebody who I am like the exact opposite of what the Jags are doing, right? I don't understand why he starts on offense and then goes defense. I feel like he should start on defense and then have packages on offense, right? That's the Deion Sanders model. But maybe I'm just a doubter, right? But this is what Travis Kelce has to say about him playing corner and maybe a cautionary tale.
If he plays corner, they're going to run deep balls at him all day. They're going to run the wide receivers, just take off on him all day just to try and get him tired.
Yeah.
I'm like, why wouldn't you just attack him that way?
So I think that out of context, that seems like, they're just going to bomb on him, whatever. That's not what he's saying. What he's saying is, if you watch football, like on the backside, like there's a backside of a play. Typically, the quarterback is reading one side, right? And he might get back to the backside, but he's going to read here, his 1, 2, 3, whatever that is, right? So oftentimes on a backside, you have just a backside streak. If you play Madden, college football, you'll notice that you'll have streak, and then over here, all by himself, there's streak. Sometimes that is just hey, check to throw over there if I have one-on-one coverage. Sometimes it's just, I'm going to clear you out. And if he gets to the point where he's isolated as an outside corner, right, it's going to be very easy to do that. And it seems like, to again my shock, it seems like they want him to be one of those true outside corners. They want him to be a true outside corner and one of their number one wide receivers, even though Brian Thomas is there. So I'm not a fan of how they're implementing it, because I just think the other way around. I think he can learn a few packages, whether that's only 10, whether that's only a fraction of the offense, and learn the full defense, right? But hey, I've played -0 downs in the NFL, so clearly maybe they might know something, but I don't think this is as negative as people are kind of trying to make it out to be. But I do think it's interesting that clearly there was if y'all remember, this is back in June 10th, right? This is a month ago. That is crazy. But this is a wide receiver, Bo Melton, playing wide receiver. Wide receiver playing cornerback. So clearly somebody thinks that they can have a guy play both ways. And I think Travis Hunter, before even playing it down in the NFL, is already a change in the NFL. And what did Deion Sanders have to say about all this?
You know what makes me sick about that kind of stuff? Well, I totally agree. But I see former NFL players sit on these type of platforms and all the kind of platforms that give them a voice now, sit up there and say what this man can't do at the next level. Right. How stupid is that? Yeah. How can you say what a person can't do just because you can't fathom it? Yeah. No one has seen a guy go both ways like he goes. Sure. And you say, oh, he can't do it. Yes, he can. That's what he does. That's all he knows. Yeah. So how you going to tell a man what he can't do? And the scouts ask me every day, what is he? I say he's a football player. If you put him on offense in the NFL and you don't have him on defense, you're going to look like a fool, because he's going to be your best defensive player not playing. And the same thing vice versa. So the best thing for you to do is draft him to whatever and have a package ready for him on the opposing side.
Do you think it's
Oh, and I want to point this out, because I'm gonna have a separate video kind of going about how adamant Deion Sanders has been about Travis Hunter throughout his career. I mean, every step of the way he's talked about Travis Hunter like he was going to be a Heisman two-way player, and then he won a Heisman as a two-way player and went down as one of the most decorated college football players in history, right? So what's weird to me is that, people say, oh, Deion's just bloviating, he's overselling, he's doing all this other stuff. He told y'all about Travis Hunter since he got to Jackson State. He told y'all he is better than me. He said he is better than Deion Sanders. He's a better athlete. He's his own person. He's telling you that he better play both sides of the ball. So again, my opinion don't really matter. I would trust the man with a gold jacket, the man who recruited him, the man that predicted that not only he was going to be a Heisman, but a top 4 pick, ended up going number 2 overall. I think the things that he says has a bit of merit. So what is the NFL trying to cover? I thought this was a great opportunity to kind of go over some two-way players. Obviously, Deion Sanders, and in that Deion Sanders video, we're going to go specifically and talk about Deion Sanders, the two-way player, because that can be its own video. But I want to speak about the attempts at two-way players and the reason why he is different, right? The reason why Travis Hunter is different. Now, if you remember, because I think this is perfect, Adoree Jackson represents an era of football. It was Adoree Jackson, Bud Dupree, Shaq Thompson, Dwayne Buchanan, but I don't think he played two ways in I don't think he played two ways in college. Vic Beasley, who was playing like all over the defense. He was playing like safety, linebacker, edge. Obviously Isaiah Simmons is more recent. Adoree Jackson, Jabril Peppers, right? And I picked him out because I think it's a good point. So these guys, this crop, it happened when two-way became like popular again. It was like the mid 2010s, right? 2015s, 2016s, yeah, 2015, 2016s, 2014s, right? That era of football player, we started seeing the revival of the two-way guy. And not just two-way. Shaq Thompson was playing safety and running back. So it wasn't just, it was like great, you're really playing for real. I think Bud Dupree played outside linebacker and running back, and he played a little bit of, edge as well. Adoree Jackson played defensive back as well as playing wide receiver. So he marks a certain era of the NFL that I actually grew up on, and college football that I grew up in. That was my middle school, high school days, XYZ. So I thought it was super cool. That's why I'm so high on Travis Hunter. Like I've been high on Travis Hunter since he made it Jackson State. Like it made it even better that I was already following Jackson State. And then on top of that, you get him with Deion Sanders, all that other craziness. So I think it's a match made in heaven, because I think this stuff is so cool, right? So Ricky Adoree Jackson proved his versatility in Week 10, playing both sides of the ball during the Titans' win against the Bengals as he prepares to take the Steelers on. Take a look back at some of the best two-way players in league history, right? This is Adoree Jackson. And the reason why I'm pointing this out is because he came in with a wave of different players, and it just never stuck. I think Shaq played a little season. It was mostly defensive players playing different positions, but then now you got to get to the modern positionless defense, and that's a whole different video, a whole different day. But really, with the conversation here with Adoree Jackson and this era is about the attempt to have the two-way player work in the NFL. And ultimately, either it was offensive coordinators and just regimes not wanting to commit enough to it, or maybe these players weren't just built to be able to do that. And here's Adoree Jackson. Again, still a good valiant effort. Adoree Jackson was the first-round pick by Tennessee Titans in 2017 draft, 18th overall, 9 career NFL games. Jackson has already shown his versatility. On defense, Jackson has 37. So this article was from back in the day. This was during the season when this was produced. Okay. So this is middle of the season. Johnson had 37 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, 9 passes defended, 1 forced fumble, and on offense, he's had 4 carries for 50 yards. So I guess a bunch of end arounds and stuff. So notable defensive performance in USC, 5 interceptions in his final seasons with the Trojans. He was, again, Adoree Jackson was like one of the better defensive backs in the class. Notable offensive performances in 2015, USC 3 receptions for 131 and a touchdown. Notable accolades at USC in 2016, he was a first-team All-American. 2016, Pat Tillman Defensive Player of the Year. And 2016, Jim Thorpe Award, Nation's Best Defensive Player Award winner. So I want to point out again, because you're going to see a common theme. What did you learn about that, Adoree Jackson? Even in college football, he was not playing both ways. He was playing both ways. Like, he had packages. He was here and there. Travis Hunter was playing both ways. He was playing like 100 snaps minimum a game, right? So even when you talk about what he did in college football, he didn't even do anything close to what Travis Hunter just did, having a Jim Thorpe level performance, winning the Blitnikoff, right? Having 1,400 yards and being top 10 and top 5 in multiple defensive back categories, right? Sometimes top 30. I don't think he was top 5. I think mostly top 10 and top 30. I don't want to do too much, right? And playing the amount of snaps that he did, it's just different, right? So let's go to somebody who was a freak athlete. Patrick Peterson, right? Since being selected 5th overall in 2011 draft, Patrick Peterson has been a versatile player for the Cardinals, with most of his work coming as a cornerback. Peterson has played and started in every game, 105 games for the Cardinals on defense. Peterson has defended 67 passes, 20 interceptions, one of which was returned for a touchdown, and 2 sacks. On offense, Peterson hasn't scored a touchdown, but played 48 offensive snaps, resulting in 17 offensive touchdowns for 98. 17 offensive touchdowns? 48. That efficiency. Is that insane? Wow. Okay. And he only has 98 yards, but 17. I guess it was a bunch of goal line stuff. I don't remember this. On special teams, Peterson has returned 4 punts for touchdowns, all coming in 2011. Notable special teams play, 99-yard punt return touchdowns against the Rams, and then 30-yard interception return touchdown for the Rams in Week 30. So again, a two-way player. This is what, and I'm great that this points out, because this is what was considered a two-way player. The NFL is not ready for someone in Travis Hunter that's going to actually play 2 ways. I don't even have to read down here for JJ Watt. This is my guy. I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, this is crazy because like 1-2 years, JJ Watt was just playing every year. He deserved the MVP this year. Just saying. So obviously the best defensive player in the league. No, he can play every position on the front 7. Except maybe linebacker, right? But he can play edge, he can play nose, he can play 3-5 tech. It don't matter, right? And then we said, how about we let him score fucking touchdowns? And he scored like 4 or 5 touchdowns. How many? He scored 2-yard reception touchdowns against the Browns in Week 11. What's it called? 80-yard interception return touchdown. My God, he was going crazy. And this was middle of the season, so he scored more touchdowns. Like, so again, this don't really count either. He was like a Don Terry Poe type guy. Speaking of Don Terry Poe, right? And if y'all know anything about Don Terry Poe, this is off memory, right? Obviously, a defensive tackle that came in as a fullback. He ran some pop passes too. Good time as well. And then again, Devin Hester. I'm pointing this out because these are not two-way players, guys. The closest thing to two-way player was Adoree Jackson, because he was a two-way player in college. But then you get to Devin Hester. I get that he played wide receiver and he played cornerback. It's because he wasn't good at either of them. He was an amazing returner, the greatest returner of all time, and he deserves to be a Hall of Famer for it. So that's not a real two-way player. But then you get to someone like Cordell Stewart, and I had to bring this in, obviously, for respect. Cordell Stewart was selected in the second round, 6th overall, in the 1995 NFL draft by the Steelers. Stewart played quarterback throughout his career, but also made plays as a wide receiver in his 11 careers. I mean, I'm just saying, if we're going to say that, Tom Brady played too. He made some plays. He dropped some balls at wide receiver. Stewart threw 14,746 yards and 77 touchdowns. As a receiver, he had 41 touchdowns for 658 yards and 5 touchdowns. Wide receiver, notable plays, 71-yard reception touchdown against the Bengals in week 2. And then quarterback, 2001, 90-yard pass touchdown against the Ravens in week 14, right? So real deal, both sides of baller. So, but this, I think, is a good summarization of why I think the NFL and some of these NFL players might just don't think that he can do it, or maybe want to speak badly about what Travis Hunter can and can't do, because I don't believe that they've really seen it. They haven't seen it. They've seen people in this two-way era not really be able to do it. You see the greatest two-way players, when I searched up, this is what you get. And obviously Deion Sanders, but it's a separate video because he actually played, some two ways. But here is what some people who believe. What do they have to say about it, though?
I'm drafting him as a receiver.
I think he should play DB full time and have packages at wide receiver.
He is a better wide receiver now than he is a cornerback.
He probably starts at corner, and then you find ways to interject him into the offense as he gets more comfortable.
I actually like him better at receiver than I do at corner.
I think you are a lockdown NFL corner.
Would see him as a receiver primarily first.
I actually think he could be an all-pro as a corner and pretty damn quickly.
Sorry, wrong video. But still, people doubting him. They're doubting what he can do. So what about Travis Hunter Travis Hunter. Can we get it together, son? I'm sorry. If people feel that way, right, and everyone has a lot of opinions about, hey, one way, this way, that way, Deion Sanders continues to refute that. This was pretty, this was pretty recent, actually.
First of all, he's an incredible athlete that has the propensity to do both simultaneously. He's that good. He's going to be your best receiver and your best corner. Now, secondly, the pro game is slower. Skip, you go to huddles, man. It's during the 35, let's just say 25 to 35, 40 seconds before.
Great point.
Between each play.
Yeah.
College, we had the tempo. It was go, 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 go. And he still put up 100-some snaps every game.
It was unbelievable.
He gets more rest. And in the pros, you can't hit nobody downfield, so you don't have to worry about no cheap shot or nothing like that because you can't do it.
You can't.
So his protection is going to be so much better in the NFL than it was in college.
So, with all that being said, Deion Sanders himself, he just thinks that the game is just going to be too slow for him. The NFL thinks differently. NFL players think differently. So what do you think? Do you think the game is going to be slower at the NFL level? I know quarterbacks say it's faster, but someone who's been averaging 100 snaps, do you think he comes in and plays 70 snaps, 30 and 40 on both sides? Does he have a package? Do you think Jaguars' ways of implementing even make sense? Should he be a wide receiver first and a cornerback first, or a cornerback? And then, I don't know. I told you how I feel. I feel like he should be a lockdown corner that has packages, because I think it's easier for him to learn 4 to 5 packages than it is for him to learn the entire offense and the entire defense. But again, I have played so few NFL snaps. The NFL great has that to say. The NFL pundits are not as confident. Comment down below what you think. Like this video if you like it. Dislike if you don't like it. Subscribe if you enjoy college football content, NFL content. I said college football. Man, I need to stop chewing on these words. Appreciate you rocking with me. Like the video if you like it. Dislike if you don't like it. Subscribe if you want any more content, man. See you next time. Peace.